This is going to be Neltharion's Lair as a Mistweaver monk. So, right, back to where this character was. Another Legion dungeon. This one has a lot of talking in it.
There is still power within these rocks that should not be disturbed.
Hold on, Spirit Walker Ebonhorn is Neltharion's son? Okay, there's lore stuff going on here. Anyway, yeah, so Legion Dungeon, last one of the 4 that become available immediately at level 98. Oh, this Paladin. So, there was a Paladin tank there. Protection Paladin has now run off on his horse to go get in some trouble, way out of my range, and I'm gonna have to be chasing after this guy this entire dungeon. I despised this tank. Like, this was one of the worst dungeon experiences because of tank behavior that I've had. Just because, like, he never would sit still. Oh, man. Like, that's what I remember most about this. This dungeon seems real cool. It's just, my entire experience here was ruined by this one player. And, like, not even for being rude or anything, just because his playstyle just really does not agree with me. I saw this again recently in another dungeon I did just the other day, and yeah, it's still just as bad as it was here. Anyway, yeah, so we got the Protection Paladin here, some sort of hunter, some sort of demon hunter, well, Havoc, obviously, and some sort of, what's that other thing? Retribution Paladin, okay. Yeah, Retribution Paladin's fine. It's the Protection one who's just... What are we doing in the water here? This looks like a skip. I don't think this is the normal way to go. Layout of this dungeon's a bit weird. It's mostly linear, but... Oh, right.
No doubt it has something to do with the latent power still lingering within.
When a High Mountain Tauren talks in one of those little talkie boxes, all you see is their chest. You don't get to see their face, just their chest. Wow, that was a misfire. I pressed completely the wrong key there. I have Fortifying Brew now.
I will enjoy every moment of it.
Okay, this is a boss, I guess. I feel like we did some sort of weird skip in the don't stand here. Alright then. Shatter, that sounds familiar. That sounds like Osric. Much, much less threatening, I see. Alright, so I see a lot of green stuff on the ground. Razor shards, shatter, nothing looked too threatening. Another dungeon that I ended up soloing a whole bunch of times, but this was the only time I came here in a group setting. There is no Legion time walking. So yeah, this one character's journey through these dungeons has so far been my only opportunity to see them. The mage is sitting at level 100, and she could queue for these right now, but she's busy doing other things. I'll get to them when I get to them. And when I get to them is going to be when my other 9, 10 characters catch up. So we're gonna, like, take a barrel and raft down this river or something.
No, I won't be doing that. I will find my own path and rejoin you on the other side.
Spirit Walker Ebonhorn doesn't want to go in a... Oh boy, these never shut up, do they?
Where are you hiding your food, maggot? Please, you've already taken all the food we have.
What is with all this talking?
Everywhere. These peasants have been hiding rations from the army. If you're not fighting, you're not eating.
Anyway, so I'm trying the hardest to keep up with Zarya here, and everyone else is way behind. I'm a little behind. He's running off and that thing is at 2/3 health. Okay, he didn't run far, at least. Yeah, so like this is maybe my biggest pet peeve when I'm trying to... when I'm the healer or damage dealer, either way. Tanks just like running off without their work done. You'll get the health bars halfway down or 3/4 of the way down, then just go do something else. Go initiate combat again somewhere else. No, don't do that. It drives me nuts. Finish your business. Plant your feet. Do not move one step until the thing you're currently fighting is dead. If there's somebody else in range, sure, you know, throw a judgment at it or something. If you really want more combat, but just... It's such a pain to, as a damage dealer, have to chase down the thing that's now running away from your location, especially if you're in melee, as it runs after the tank, assuming they've kept enough threat on it. And as a healer, it's such a pain to have to run and chase down the tank. I can't cast any healing spells that require me to hold still. Oh, I hate it. This is just like such an example of this happening, and why it's so terrible. It's gonna get worse than this. I like to go fast as a tank, but I plant my feet and stay where I am until my job is actually done before moving on to the next group. That's my rule. I wonder what stuff like that looks like in Mythic Plus, where there's actually a timer on the dungeon. Still have not done one of those yet. Eventually I will. I hope people don't just like habitually play like this at the high level. I expect they don't. Like, where dungeons are more of a challenge, you'd have to stay and finish your business and not be able to just ignore everything. Probably? I don't know. Haven't been there yet. Hold on, this is a female blood elf? I thought it was a male one. People like to make jokes about how there's only one gender of blood elf. Even I apparently have trouble telling them apart sometimes. Anybody wearing a helmet is just not super obvious to me. All of the people in my party are female blood elves, aren't they? No, not this last one. That's a... Ouch! What happened? Okay, well, I died. Alright then. Yeah, I should just release Spirit now. Maybe? Maybe not. Where would it take me? She's using Flash of Light and keeping herself up. Yeah, paladins are pretty decent at self-sustaining. Okay. That's fine. See, everyone was standing in front of that thing. Looks like it has some sort of frontal attacks. I wasn't minding my own health as much as, I could have, I guess. Alright, anyway. I think I was a little put off by the chosen pace of the dungeon leader here. Retribution Paladin is way back there. Hasn't even caught up with us yet. Wait, but he was here. I guess he was off doing something else. Anyway. What are we doing in this part of the... Oh, right, it's right before this boss, isn't it? So you have to clear these, therefore boss becomes attackable, I think? Yeah, that's how it is. Ularog Cragshaper, huh? Alright. I forget what this kind of creature is called. I knew once when I was doing High Mountain quests, but I have now forgotten. Navarog was one of them that we turned to our side. Don't really remember boss mechanics here. I'm sure I checked the adventure guide before coming here. Stance of the Mountain. Okay. You're now... Whoa. That's weird. Slidey stones. This is very strange. More bellowing idols. You have a surprisingly normal sounding voice for some kind of strange little rock creature, whatever you are. I say little when it's like 5 times my size. Okay, around the halfway point or so, it looks like. Trying to do a skip. Riding off on that horse. I have Chi Torpedo. Man, imagine if I were playing a priest here.
Mother of worms, arise! If they complete this summoning, our passage.
Demon Hunter, yeah, okay, so the attempted skip, of course, didn't work. They rarely do. Yeah, she just ran off without any of her other party members. Just left them to die. And the Demon Hunter is the one who apologizes. I'm not sure I agree with this. So I'm gonna resurrect. No, don't listen to... really? This paladin continues to ruin everything. You say release when I'm right there in the middle of casting resurrect. So now she has to go try and do that skip again. Just... It's just so many little things that drive me nuts about the way this person plays. It's nothing all that major, just this constant pervasive attitude that makes everything harder than it needs to be.
Yes. Wait, no.
Somebody was briefly happy, then had a bad time. Alright, so next boss is there. Big worm that just ate Blight Shard Shaper, apparently. Neuraxis, that's its name. Drogbar, that's their name. Okay. That's what those stone creatures are called. Alright, bunch of poison spits. The worm is immobile. So can't be moved around for everything that means. Looks like that spit has an instant damage component that's not particularly avoidable because it's so fast, then leaves a pool of poison on the ground that needs to be moved out of. That's why it gives those little warning swirls. The warning swirls are not for the instant component, they're for the next one. Oh boy, I need to move. Ouch. Okay, so Spiked Tongue looks like it's one of these tethers that pulls in a player. I saw Zarya running away, fighting against that. Good to know.
There is no more time. We must strike a dark rule now.
I am sorry, heroes. It appears the treasure you seek will be found on the other end of this beast.
And we go through the worm and come out its butt, apparently.
The Tauren believed you were prophesized to seize my hammer. Pathetic. Let them come. Witness the fate of those who stand against one worthy of wielding the power of a titan. Rip them apart.
I think Dargirl's the last boss here, just up ahead. That seems right. This place is not particularly large.
Sorry, heroes. I must leave you now. Yet know this. I have witnessed your deeds with pride, and I am sure you will not fail High Mountain in this final hour.
Why is Ebonhorn leaving? And where has he been this whole time? These people who are talking to us, I don't know where they were exactly. There was sort of an implication they were going alongside us, but I didn't see them. I was stunned, that's why I couldn't do anything about my situation. Alright, I drank all my brews. I'm having trouble keeping up with this. There's a lot of damage going on here. I think we got some extra dudes from the sides. Wait, wasn't my health bar full? What happened to me? Okay, so party wipe is happening here. I'm staying and watching, I guess.
Rip them apart!
I see that. Blessing of protection. Kept you invulnerable for a moment. You're trying everything you can, but you don't have enough tricks to pull this off. Hard casting Flash of Light is not going to help you. Alright, so we get brought back here and run back. And of course, this paladin gives people attitude. Watch where you're going, please. Oh boy, I was just like super ready to be done with this player. And it's weird, like it's funny how this behavior is what sets me off so much. It's kind of subtle, like what's going on here. You look at this and it's not the most obvious just how problematic this is, but man, it's really hard to exactly explain what it is about this behavior that bothers me so much. It's just she's acting like she's taking charge and knows everything and is completely blameless in what's going on. Except that's not even what her words say. It's just the impression that's given by... I don't know. It's complicated. But just all of this behavior together, the timing of what she says, what she chooses to say, telling the Demon Hunter to release when I'm halfway through resurrecting her. Yeah, basically just like assuming that no one knows what to do. I had a plan. Hold on, what's going on here? Molten Charskin, Burning Hatred. Okay, so this one... Crystal Cracked, what? I had probably read about this in the adventure guide. So at the time that I was doing this, I knew more than I know now about how this encounter works. Move out of crystal spikes. I see how that is. Magma Wave, hide. Okay, so probably behind one of those. Alright, I did it. No one else did. And most of them died for it. Oh, okay, no, hang on. Demon Hunter's still here, only the Hunter managed to die. Man, this dungeon looks so cool! I wish I had done it with someone else. Ah! This looks like a really neat encounter. Apparently I tried to paralyze and it did not work. I know what that noise means. Alright, looks like we're getting this done.
How is this possible? I
hammer never chose your dark rule. It seeks a wielder.
She says thanks, as if this went well.
It's done, heroes.
I mean, that part is fine. Just she drove me nuts. I really didn't like this player.
Now begins the long task of reuniting our tribes.
Alright, there's like a lot of talking here.
Returned to High Mountain.
There's Spirit Walker Ebonhorn on the left. I wanted to be out of there.
Has you to thank, heroes.
There was talking, but I was done with it.
Other family matters that require my attention. Farewell. I hope when next we meet, it is under more peaceful circumstances.
Apparently that's where I was on the outside, and I just waited until that voice line finished. Alright, yeah, so cool dungeon, just could not stand one of the players I was with. Hopefully I'll run that again another time and have a better experience with it. I'll see you next time.